Continuing where we left off in reacting to Shane Dawson's Tanacon documentary, we're coming at you with part 2. Remember, the last time we left off, Shane had been looking into the disaster that was Tanacon, and I pointed out how he willingly ventured into her project, knowing full well it was nothing more than a revenge plan against VidCon. So let's look further into that.
I went into this thinking, oh, this is Tanacon. You know, it's going to be all Tana's fans, and maybe I'll be walking around and it's like, oh, there's the grandpa of YouTube. Oh, that's Shane. Oh, that old guy who does conspiracies. Cool. But like, we're here for Tana. Why would anybody who watches Tana give a f about me? I don't know.
Remember, we last left off around here with Shane claiming that he wouldn't know why Tana fans would care about him, which makes absolutely no sense, considering they did collaborations together, and she straight up has said that she was a Shane Dawson viewer that was inspired by him. She paints him as someone she owes her career to. Of course her fans are going to care about him in the way that she does. On top of that, if he really believed that none of her fans would care about him, he wouldn't have even been involved in her convention in the first place. Why would he show up to a place where he was being a featured creator if he truly thought nobody would be there to see him? It just doesn't make sense. And it plays into his con of acting like nobody likes him, and he doesn't think he's that special, when we all know the opposite to be true. Shane is pretty full of himself and has a pretty big head.
But when I saw all the footage and I saw all the kids making videos that were there, so many of them said they went there specifically to see me.
We want Shane! We want Shane! Stand down Shane! Stand down Shane! Stand down Shane!
This is some great content right here, bro. This is ShaneCon now.
This is literally just an ego stroke here. He knew these fans would be there to see him. He knew that going in. That's why he agreed to the convention, to allow Tana to use his popularity to succeed in her quest for revenge. It doesn't make sense that a YouTuber like Shane, who has millions of subscribers and views, would truly believe that nobody would care to see him when he and Tana literally share fanbases and have a lot of crossover. But this is his way to play humble, and to play hero by now showing that he only got involved with this documentary to find answers for his fans who he claimed he had no idea would be there, and who he now feels like he owes an explanation to.
I mean, there was kids who flew there to see me.
As soon as he announced that he was going, I bought a ticket, and then I was like, oh, now I need a flight, I need a hotel and stuff. Can I afford all of this? No. But I did.
I was like, oh, that's really cool. You know, like, Shane Dawson doesn't really go out to conventions. I spent $2,000 to fly from Hawaii.
Well, and that's another thing. I don't even know if I'll get to meet Shane tomorrow. I paid $1,000 just to be here with my plane ticket and with the hotel.
So Shane acts like he's surprised to find out that a lot of people came to see him and spent a lot of money trying to do so. Again, this just feels like an ego stroke to show how in demand he was that people who couldn't even afford to go and see him were scrounging up money to do it. I just find it hard to believe that he didn't think his fans would be doing this, since like one said Shane never goes to any conventions ever, so of course this was a huge deal for his fanbase. Of course they'd try to go see him. So his whole act of thinking nobody would care just comes across as disingenuous because he knows people care about him. He can see that through his views and his subscribers, and through selling out all merch he put out at the time.
There were so many people walking around in my picture and in my other merch and with the Illuminati pop sockets, and I think that's when it really hit really close to home. This isn't Tanacon anymore. This is like all of us con.
It was always all of them con. The moment they signed their names to the convention, they were responsible for vouching for it. I don't get why he only seemed to really care once he realized his fans were affected too, as if he didn't already know. He should have cared, even if it was just Tana's fans that were affected. Look at what they went through, and he vouched for it. That should be enough to get his sympathy.
And all of these kids were over, and I'm a part of that. You know, my face was on the website. I told people come see me, and they got nothing. They literally got
Exactly. His face was on the website. He co-signed and vouched for the convention by choosing to be a part of it. It was his responsibility to make sure it was something legit. He's not completely blameless here. He knew how irresponsible Tana was. She was a young woman with no experience, throwing a convention for revenge. How could that not go wrong?
I'm gonna say this right now. the main reason why I bought the Tanacon tickets and like begged to go, and like my mom got this for me for my birthday, was because of Shane, because I've been watching him for 10 years, like since I was like literally 12.
All I can think about when his fans say they were watching him since they were children is the foul jokes he made about children at the time, and the disgusting way he spoke about them and treated them.
And it's been like eating at me. I have been not sleeping. I even was up at like 5 a.m. doing an Instagram live just talking about it because I needed to talk about it and everybody around me was sick of hearing about it.
Was he talking about it just because he liked talking about drama, though? Or because he was going to do something about it? Because what is this documentary actually about? Just to capitalize off of the drama, or to make amends and hold Tana accountable? Because that last part never happens, as you'll see.
And I'm sick of just people being like, I'll make it better. Like, will you?
Those are the kind of conversations that he should have been having with Tana, though not a live stream. Considering he had access to her and influence over her, he could have had this talk with her in person to stop partying and messing around and actually take accountability and make amends. After all, his name was on the line too because of her. You'd think he'd tell her that what she was doing was reflecting badly on him as well.
And I think the main reason I want to really figure this out is because I'm mad. I'm mad that all of these people that paid money were lied to, but more importantly, they were disappointed and they thought they were gonna have a really fun, awesome time. Tana made this whole video about, oh, this is gonna be better than VidCon, it's gonna be so much fun, this is for you guys, and like, it was worse than VidCon.
He says he's mad, but mad at who? Because it certainly doesn't seem to be Tana. Remember, earlier he tried to scapegoat the company that she was working with hints of it being their fault, when this was Tana's entire idea and plan. She planned it down to her fans suffering because she thought that would make her convention more exciting. But Shane doesn't seem to be angry with her at all. In fact, as you'll soon see, he seems to baby her and sympathize with her more than he sympathizes with the fans.
It was awful.
This is insane.
He flash cuts to a bit of the convention to show how awful and not put together it was, to emphasize how poorly it was ran. Yet this will mean nothing to him later.
If I was Tana, I would be to the point where I wanted to literally move out of the country.
So if he were Tana, he would want to run away from his problems rather than rectify them?
That's another thing too. I want to talk to Tana and be like, what the fuck were you thinking? Was this your fault? Whose fault was this? And why haven't you figured out a way to fix it?
And once again, one episode in, and he's already revisiting doubts that it's Tana's fault by even saying that he wants to ask her if it's her fault. Who else's fault would it be? This whole thing was her idea and hers to oversee. This was her responsibility. By opening the door to a potential scapegoat who is really to blame just serves as a reminder that he's already trying to absolve Tana. Why would that be a question he asked her? He should know going in that it's her fault.
Because there's only so much tweets can actually do, and somebody needs to pay for it. So
his documentary is supposed to make someone pay for it? Let's see how that turns out. Also interesting that he says someone and not Tana, because again he's already absolving her of guilt.
So I guess the last thing I want to leave you guys with is a question.
I mean, I think a big part of it too is going to be like the constant weirdness of that guy on the Segway.
Sorry, I was recording.
But the guy, Michael, the guy who was the CEO of whatever Good Times is, I don't even know if that's a real thing. Is it a company? But in all...
So this is where Shane really starts to shift blame from Tana to the company. He says he doesn't even know if it's a company, yet he co-signed for this convention that he knew would be run by them. Couldn't bother to check them out before the disaster, only after. And when he does check them out, it's only to blame them for the convention being a failure.
The footage that people have of Tanacon, like all the crazy chaos, the riots, whatever, you just see this guy with like bleach blonde hair and like a Gucci necklace, scarf thing, and he's just like segueing around the convention. Like, it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Do you think he would let us interview him?
Man, that would be crazy.
I mean, he literally, I texted him. I was like, hey, I need to talk to somebody about literally something. And he said, I'm so sad. I invested every penny in this to make this work. I'm gonna lose my house over this. Now I'm thinking like, everybody's blaming him and saying that Tanacon was a nightmare because the people who organized it were scamming everybody.
Weird that Shane questions whether or not he can score an interview with a guy he has full contact to. And he goes on and on about how everyone is blaming this guy who owns the company, yet Shane is one of those people. He's one of the people shifting blame the guy's way because it takes the heat off of Tana. You know, the one who had the idea for the convention in the first place. The one who you'll later see in footage stating that she wanted her fans to suffer for a good time.
But were they, or was it Tana? Did Tana know? Like, I want to interview both of them.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's crazy.
Right? Like, at the same time.
I didn't even think about that. Oh my god. You're gonna have a...
Because it's not even about, like, exposing and, like, drama and tea. It's like...
That's exactly what this documentary was. It was about exposing drama and tea, which is why a lot of what Shane focuses on are things that don't really matter. Frivolous things, like them lying about crowd size to see more pop-in than they were. And notice he keeps doing the back and forth, teasing who is to blame, Tana or the other guy. Spoiler alert, it's Tana. We didn't need a 3-part documentary to discover that.
Literally not tea, it's like there's some up shit going on and I want to know what it is, and I'm sick of seeing like public statements about it from like people's Twitters. I want to like hear what the happened, and they're just gonna wait for it to go away. I know that.
He says he's tired of the statements being made on Twitter and only posts the guy's statement, not Tana's. He's targeting the company as the culprit here, not her. He says they're going to wait for it to go away, but the only one doing that was Tana. You know, Tana, the one who chose to party non-stop and ignore all criticism about the event instead.
Company is owned by a 20-year-old guy on a Segway. Like, what is that?
I'll take 3 questions.
3.
Anyways.
What is that he says? That is something he should have known and looked into when he signed up to do the convention himself, knowing Tana was running it. I can't believe a guy like Shane Dawson, who looks at every fine detail like he did with his makeup palette, just went into this whole thing blind without taking a moment to look into anything. It just doesn't make sense.
Importantly, I want to hear from the people that were there. I've already talked to one girl, Caitlin. I saw a video she posted where she was showing her sunburns. She was talking about like how she flew out to meet specifically me and you guys, my friends. So I met up with her. I took a picture with her, and you can see her sunburn in the picture. It's crazy. Like, her whole chest was like...
Yeah, it was crazy.
Literally crazy, right?
Yeah. It makes sense, though. I mean, like, if you're standing outside for 4 hours with the sun just beating on you, with obviously not anticipating that, so you don't have, like, a hat or sunscreen or anything to cover yourself up.
So Shane lets viewers know he met up with a fan, which is a nice thing to do to compensate her for her losses. And he points out the damage done to her skin due to Tanacon. This is important, because he'll later let that slide when he allows Tana to have her redemption arc that he's built for her.
There was these 2 girls that I saw tweeting about this, and they came from Florida. That's another thing. People are like, oh, Shane, calm down. Like, most people were from California. Oh, most people were just from VidCon. Like, no, I think a lot of people flew out here for this. Then when I got the list, they sent me the list of people that RSVP'd for my specific meet and greet. Most of them were not from California. Most of them are from like Arkansas, Texas, whatever. I also just want to know like what they think should be done.
2 things here. One, he says that people flew in to see him, which makes what Tana did even worse because it cost people their real time and money to get there only to be conned. And 2, he says he got a list of his fans who were coming to his meet and greet, meaning he knew ahead of time how many fans were coming to see him and just how many cared to make the trip. Remember, before he acted like no fans would be there to see him, and he only realized they would be after seeing on YouTube how many people talked about being there for him. Yet he had an entire list there right in front of him that let him know a lot of his fans were coming. So his whole humble spiel about thinking nobody was there to see him was just dishonest.
Okay, so they just pulled up. So should we meet him outside? Or I don't know. Okay. I'm nervous. Are they gonna be mad at me?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I put my name on this thing. I'm on the flyer. I'm right next to Bella Thorne and like whoever else. Like, was it partially my fault for not doing my research?
Now this is just him performing. He obviously knows that the fans showing up aren't mad at him. He obviously spoke to them to get them to come over in the first place. Why would he invite fans over who he didn't thoroughly check beforehand? He wouldn't. He cleared them, so he knows they have nothing against him. But yes, it is partially his fault for not doing his research on a company that he was going to be involved with. And again, he's blaming the company and not Tana here. He knew who Tana was and what she was like. He had all he needed to know about her to know what kind of gig this would be. So for him to throw the guilt onto the company and act like it's their fault entirely is frankly ridiculous. And this is just another subtle way he's doing that.
Being like, oh, what the f is this company? Is this even real? I guess I should have thought about that. I don't know.
That's performative. Notice how angry he's getting about the implication that he should have looked into what he was involved with, as if that's some kind of ridiculous notion. How would he have not thought about that? This is the same guy who, like I said before, pays attention to every fine detail in everything he does. Yet this was the one time he didn't. When Tana, who he knows was young and irresponsible, was at the wheel. Come on. Then he gives us some ominous footage with ominous music playing while he shows the company's logo, because he's already setting the scene that the company is the bad guy, not Tana. Make no mistake, this entire documentary was a redemption arc to save Tana, and it worked, as you'll see.
All right, let's go talk to them.
Hi. Sorry I'm not showered. This is very... Oh my god, Morgan's pulling in. She's gonna hit us with her car. Here, let's go over here.
He invites a couple of fans to his house, which again is nice compensation, until you remember he's using them for the documentary he's making. He clearly vetted them enough to know they aren't mad at him. Look how starstruck they are when they see him. They're both crying and immediately hug him. He's very clearly in the clear with them, and he knew that going in. He would have checked to make sure before inviting two strangers to his house. Unless we're supposed to believe that Shane is so careless that he didn't check out the company he was involved with and two people he was inviting to his house.
So we just wanted to come and meet you. We're from Florida.
Oh my god.
Hi Morgan. You didn't know we're here. I didn't know.
Welcome to Tanacon! Do you want to go inside? I think you've been standing in the sun.
It's all good. You know, we're used to it. It's okay.
Notice what one of the girls says. She said she just wanted to come and meet him. Clearly, she's not an angry fan. She's a starstruck one.
We have water this time around.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, I have died.
What is happening?
Tanacon, you didn't know? Or did you not get the email?
I didn't bring enough food for everyone. They already experienced that.
Again, these girls are very clearly fans. But funny that Shane is acting like the situation is so serious and was so harmful, while he and Morgan crack jokes about it at the same time.
We're like, I'm sorry, I'm just like losing
as dirty as you imagine.
No. Oh my god. Also, you're so much skinnier in person. Like, I'm...
Welcome to Tanacon.
I meant to say that. Oh my god, that's the window.
That's the window.
I gotta be real, this just seems fake. The next thing you're about to see is the girl going on and on about various parts of Shane's house in awe, like a true starstruck fan. Again, which makes it clear that they're not angry at him. He would have known that going in, considering what this girl's personality is like. 2 minutes of talking to her, even online, would have made that clear. She obviously idolizes him.
Yes, that's the window. That's the floor. That's the dog hair. That's right there. It's right there. You want a picture about? You want a selfie about the dog hair?
Oh my god, it's so iconic. Oh my god.
Wait, what's iconic?
It's like Morgan just sitting there eating and then Cheetah was just like...
Again, this just feels over the top performative. And Shane is living for it and mocking it by asking the girl if she wants to take a picture with his dog's hair.
Morgan! Something's so iconic! That's my old conspiracy couch.
Ooh.
It smells in here because that's my pooping bathroom. Let's go out.
Chill. Where was the demon room?
The whole house.
I swear if he asks them if they're angry at him after they just did this whole performance of awing at everything in his house, I'm gonna certify him as a fraud. Because nobody would ever think that those two girls who are worshipping the very ground he's walking on are mad at him.
That's the Gucci bag. I hide it in the closet because once again I'm humble.
I feel that. Can't relate. Can't relate.
I just realized.
No, go for it. Oh, sunburn too, yeah.
God. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
No, go ahead. It's totally fine.
Oh my god.
Yeah. She might have some too. I don't know.
Shane then points out just how badly they were sunburned and makes it a point to show the severity of the burns, which again he'll later dismiss. Just keep that in mind when watching how dramatic he acts toward the sight of them.
Oh my god.
A lot of people were like kind of covering me though, so I wasn't as bad as her, but...
People were covering, just save her. People were like, she's younger than us.
Oh my god, it's like the war.
It was.
Wait, you're really burned.
I mean, it was just kind of like, I mean, she was already like dehydrated at that point. Granted, we should have showed up with water and stuff, but we kind of just like...
Should you have though?
The second girl looks incredibly young. It's a little strange that he didn't include their parents in this. Or at least hers.
I mean, it was just ridiculous. Like, I remember there was this one mom walking around. It got so bad to where, like, some lady was waiting for 8 hours. She was just like, my daughter's been sitting here for hours, and I think they came from Canada or something. And they were just saying, like, and the thing is, though, like, we felt so bad the whole time knowing that, like, we didn't want you guys to think it was on you. We didn't, like, and you have no reason to think that. But for the longest time, we were just thinking, you know, we can't even imagine what Shane must be thinking right now.
All right, I'm sorry. But how is that the main concern? What Shane is feeling, what Shane is thinking. Shane wasn't outside getting sunburned, waiting for a promise that he was conned into believing. It concerns me how naive these young fans are, that they can legitimately suffer in some way and still think it's their idol that needs to be tended to.
Like, because honestly, like, I know you said in your video, like, it wasn't Tanacon. We don't want to call it Tanacon. We came for you. Like, so many people came for you. And we were holding on a hope. And we knew as soon as, like, I want to say like an hour, and we just knew it wasn't going to happen.
Shane acts shocked by this revelation that they came to see him, but he knew going in his fans would be there. I don't understand this weird game he's playing where he's acting like he's some nobody that nobody would have come to see. If that were true, then why wasn't he more mind blown over the fact that he saw so many of his fans in attendance and saw so many admitting that they flew far to be there? He accepts it so readily because he knows it's true, because he knows what his fans are like. So again, him pretending as if fans showing up for him was something he never considered is just flat out ridiculous.
But, I mean, we're trying to hold out, you know. It was one of those things, and we don't want you to be upset. We're here for everybody that was supposed to meet you.
Oh my god.
It's okay.
I wasn't trying to cry or anything.
Again, it's weird that Shane is the one being catered to here. He doesn't even stop her to tell her that she's the victim here, not him. Instead, he listens and cries for himself. This is the first time he's cried the entire time, and it was over himself, not for his fans. He was crying because of how his fans feel about him, and because they're absolving him of any guilt.
I'm like so over this. I know it seems like maybe it seems fake or something. I literally haven't slept in so long. I feel so awful. I like thinking about people out in the sun for that long and like kids and there's no water and then you guys are just like thinking like, oh well, at least we're gonna meet some of our favorite YouTubers. At least that's gonna happen, and then that doesn't happen and you leave burnt. And then here I am like,
there was nothing.
Don't be fooled. He's not crying for them. He didn't shed a single tear or even look sad when watching all of the burnt fans, remember? He's only crying now because this girl is relating things to him and letting him know it's not his fault. Even listen now as he talks about all of their suffering and then ends it with, and here I am. He wants the guilt for that washed away. He's pointing out his involvement now so he can hear more about how it wasn't his fault. Because remember, he thought the notion was ridiculous before when he said, oh, I guess I should have researched, I guess.
I think you guys could have done. I mean, we were, of course at the time we were like, this is so up. Why didn't Tana do something sooner? But it's like, she didn't know anything that was going on. We were fortunate enough after about 5 hours, we made it inside.
You were inside?
Now the girl absolves Tana by saying it wasn't her fault and she had no idea any of it was going on. But the truth is that Tana did. Tana purposefully planned for these people to wait outside to suffer before they could get in, because she said people liked to suffer, and it made conventions more exciting. Shane listens to her absolve Tana and doesn't even argue that Tana should be held accountable. He just listens as this young fan declares them both innocent, because that's what he wants. That's the narrative he's trying to push. That it wasn't Tana, or even him, it was the company that was responsible.
We got inside.
Yeah.
So
the people behind us.
But the thing is, I can tell you right now, I can verify everything that you said in your video. There was no security, nothing in terms of a bag check. When they would cancel the event, we thought a sh was going on because we knew that they didn't check our bag.
I feel a little bad for the young girl there. Every time she tries to speak, the other girl takes over. And the younger even apologizes for trying to say anything. Poor kid. But notice here the dramatic gasp Shane lets out when he learns the two girls actually made it inside of the convention. This is just more interesting drama to him than anything else. He was quicker to speak up about that and engage in conversation about that than to argue that Tana was in fact responsible for this. I don't know why he stood there and let that young fan absolve both him and Tana of any guilt or responsibility, knowing that they both held some. It's just so obvious how calculated this entire documentary was. It wasn't meant to look into Tanacon and find the real culprit. It was meant to absolve the real culprit. It was a redemption arc for Tana, who was under fire for what was going on, and he successfully helped her hide her part in it and had the internet sympathizing with her by the end of it. Even the thumbnail showcases Tana crying, which is meant to put her in a light of remorse and pity. Shane knew what he was doing all along with this documentary, and it's a shame that he got away with it. That he got away with letting Tana get away with something. That said, if you want to see more of this series, let us know in the comments below.